Welcome to the greatest 4th of July video ever. Okay, so it's probably not the greatest 4th of July video, but I did find it really interesting. Today I'm going to list the 10 best Independence Day celebrations in the US. This year we're looking at the big city 4th celebrations. Next year we'll look at small towns. One of the most celebrated holidays in the US is the 4th of July, with almost 50 million people traveling from July 1st to July 5th. This year, with airlines dropping the ball and gas prices through the roof, it might be a lot less, but we'll know that when they do all their calculations in the coming weeks. So how did we decide what city has the best 4th of July celebration? Well, of course, I use the scientific method. Observation, research the topic, hypothesis, test and experiment, analyze data, and report conclusions. That's not true at all. I went to a bunch of different websites where people gave their opinion. The cities on this list are the ones that most often showed up on those lists in the top 10. And I put this together in no particular order. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look. Number 10, Seattle, Washington. Seattle has this really cool 4th of July celebration called July 4th Seafair. This attracts visitors for a full day of fun at Gasworks Park and Lake Union Park. Both those two parks are probably the best place to watch the grand fireworks shows, they call it, over Lake Union. It's held around dusk, 10 p.m. in Seattle. If you don't know, in the Pacific Northwest, it gets dark a little bit later than most places. I remember growing up in Southern California, the fireworks would start a little before 9. But if you do go see this, go to Gasworks Park. That has the main stage, which offers live music, beer gardens, food, and all that good stuff. If you go to Gasworks Park, that one has all the Midwest type 4th of July celebrations you'd expect in the Pacific Northwest. Pie eating contest, sack race, bobbing for apples, that type stuff. The festivities start at noon in both locations and have free admission. Even though Seattle's known for its rain, they have a pretty good record for clear skies on 4th of July. Number 9, Nashville, Tennessee. If you like fireworks and you like music, this is probably your best option. Music takes the stage in Nashville's 4th of July celebration. This one is big. It brings a lot of people in and a lot of money to the area. They normally draw around 200,000 visitors, but in 2021, coming out of the pandemic, they had a record-breaking year. 350,000 people were in attendance. Nashville's known as Music City, so that tells you right there, you're going to have the best music at their 4th celebration. That's how it is. Even the days leading up to the 4th weekend, they've had like Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, Joan Jett, and the Blackhearts all playing in one place, Nissan Stadium. You've had Ben Folds with the Nashville Symphony. Not music, but the YouTube channel Dude Perfect, which if you've never seen them, they're pretty interesting. They even played at the Bridgestone Arena. Downtown, you're going to find the Family Fun Zone, which is open on the 3rd and the 4th. So if you go down to the riverfront over the 4th of July, that's where you're going to find the biggest fireworks show in the city's history, and it's going to be synced up with the Nashville Symphony. And this is huge. It'll be the longest fireworks show in Nashville's history at precisely 31 minutes and 30 seconds. Yes, they time it. There will be 40,000 pounds of explosives and 200 miles of wire used to set this thing off. Number 8, Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston is a pretty good place if you like to eat. South Carolina is known for its barbecue, and Charleston's no exception. I mean, they got great other food too, but South Carolina is kind of known for their barbecue. This year, it's estimated that people will spend $6.7 billion on cookouts and barbecues for the 4th celebration. That's throughout the nation, and Charleston's one of the best places to catch that food. You've got a couple different events. North Charleston 4th of July Festival at Riverfront Park is the largest annual event in North Charleston. If you want to go downtown Charleston is surrounded by water on 3 sides, so you'll be able to have a good seat to watch the fireworks anywhere in the city. And of course, Charleston has a pretty good harbor, and that's going to give you firework cruises and things like that. Charleston seems to have something going everywhere. At the mouth of the Copper River on Charleston Harbor, you have Patriots Point Naval and Maritime Museum. They have a celebration. You've also got another one that takes place at Goose Creek. And of course, South Carolina's Aquarium, which is in Charleston, is going to have a 4th celebration too. Seems like if you live in Charleston, just get on your roof and enjoy fireworks in 360. Number 7, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The city of brotherly love is one of our most historic cities, and it can be argued that it is the birthplace of our independence. The Graff House is where Jefferson drafted the Declaration of Independence. I mean, that's just one small part of how historic Philadelphia is. So it only makes sense that Philly has nearly a week-long celebration when it comes to the 4th of July. Philly held its first 4th of July celebration way back in 1777, when the nation was only a year old. old. Ships lined the Delaware River and fired 13 cannon shots to honor the 13 states that had declared their independence in the city the year prior. These days, the 4th of July, Philly holds the largest free concert and firework display in the nation. It's the largest free one. Over the years, they've had people like Ray Charles, Peter Frampton, Elton John, Lionel Richie, John Legend, Queen Latifah, Lauryn Hill, Nicki Minaj, and Jennifer Hudson. They've all played this event in Philly. It starts off on July 2nd with entrance to the National Constitution Center, the only museum in the world dedicated to the understanding of our American Constitution, and it's open to the public for free. On the 3rd, the front lawn of the National Constitution Center turns into a 1776 Revolutionary War encampment. And then on the 4th, you have a parade that passes right in front of Independence Hall. You have countless live concerts and firework displays all over the city. And of course, the grand finale is in the evening of the 4th, the Party on the Parkway. It starts at noon on July 4th and features a festival and lasts all day with food, live entertainment, and this one is considered a family-friendly fun zone. When the concerts end, that's when the fireworks begin. Number 6, San Diego, California. A lot of people might not know this, but San Diego is a very patriotic city. You've got a strong naval presence here, and Marines, but they're kind of the same since the Marines are part of the Navy. Side note to that, Marines don't like it when you point that out to them. Their fireworks show in San Diego is called the Big Bay Boom. The fireworks show here is the largest in Southern California, and this one's fired from barges that are out in San Diego Bay. There's also one that's kind of a beloved tradition here. It's the Mission Bay Summer Fireworks. That one starts around 9, and it launches near the Mission Bay Yacht Club. This is one of those things that if you want to go see it and you really want to get a good hotel for their 4th of July celebration in San Diego, you better book about 3 years in advance. Number 5, Chicago, Illinois. Yes, Chicago has a giant 4th of July festival. And in my opinion, this 4th of July festival in Chicago kind of focuses on food more than music and fireworks. It's strange. Chicago's known for having great food. These people like to eat a lot of pizza and a lot of sausages. Matter of fact, 150 million hot dogs will be eaten on 4th of July. July and the 4th are probably the best time to visit Chicago, even if there wasn't a festival. I mean, it's not freezing. High temperatures sit around the low 80s, and low temperatures maybe get into the mid 60s. So it's nice and pleasant. They have a couple different fireworks shows this year that go off on Navy Pier. My suggestion, if you get a chance, book a cruise for this one. They have plenty of lake cruises that'll get you right out there. You get the best views. It gets a little crowded down there near Navy Pier. Number 4, Boston, Massachusetts. If you ever want to see an event that really celebrates the United States, you got to see Boston on the 4th of July. Like Philadelphia, this is a very historic city when it comes to the United States independence. Boston Harbor Fest begins on July 1st and offers 4 days of activities from the 1st to the 4th. And Boston is one of the first cities to light fireworks off on the 4th of July. Their first fireworks show was in 1777 over Boston Common. So while in Philadelphia they're shooting cannons off, Boston was using fireworks. Massachusetts was the first state to recognize the 4th of July as a holiday. It was signed on July 3rd, 1781, and Congress designated the 4th of July as a federal holiday on June 28, 1870. One of their famous fireworks shows includes the Boston Pops Orchestra. If you ever want to visit Boston and see the 4th of July events, I would suggest getting there a few days early so you could take in the city before it goes crazy. Number 3, Dallas, Texas. Yes, Dallas goes off on 4th of July. Matter of fact, it's one of their suburbs, has probably one of the best fireworks shows in the nation. It's Addison, Texas, also known as Kaboom Town. This show lasts 30 minutes and the sky just ignites with 3,500 pounds of fireworks. Just to Addison, they'll bring in more than 500,000 people to watch this show. Addison Circle Park is a 12-acre epicenter of this festival and watch party. This one I wouldn't say is unique, but a little different than some of the other ones. They have an air show that goes along with it. Now, a lot of these festivals will have like the Blue Angels fly over, things like that, but this one kind of has this little air show. This one can get hot and you will get a sunburn, so make sure you wear a lot of sunblock. Number 2, Washington, D.C. It's Washington, D.C. How could they not make this list? I think it would be criminal if they didn't. You know what was criminal? Was when Secretary of the Interior James Watt decided that the Beach Boys weren't family friendly. So the Beach Boys had been doing a concert in Washington, D.C. on 4th of July since forever. And this man, who could best be described as a complete nerd, yes, I'm using 1985 terms, he decided that he would replace the Beach Boys with Wayne Newton. Yeah, that's right. The Duncan Shane singer, they decided to put him out there on stage, and it was a fiasco. The event had almost half its normal attendance, and the people that were there pretty much booed him the entire time. James Watt, the Secretary of the Interior nerd, yeah, he's a big fan though, so he was up front clapping away. There's like an all-day event on 4th of July in Washington, D.C. It begins with a parade along Constitution Avenue that begins around 11:30 in the morning. The parade runs between 7th and 17th Street and features marching bands, military units, and floats, like any good parade. The parade's been like a tradition for about 20 years. Close to 800,000 people will attend the parade and the additional celebrations every single year. The Smithsonian Institute has a festival, the National Archives are open, the White House Visitor Center also opens on the 4th of July from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Families can stop by for games, crafts, and other activities like that. The U.S. Army Concert Band performs. Fireworks begin around 9:15 and they're launched from the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool. All right, before we get to number one, don't forget we have another channel called On This Day. There's a link down below. That channel's growing, not as fast as we'd like it to, so we'd appreciate it if you went over there and subscribed. All right, on to number one. And number one, New York City, New York. How could this one not make this list? This is an amazing event. 2022 will mark the 46th annual fireworks show in New York City. The fireworks in New York are the nation's largest Independence Day celebration, launching more than 60,000 shells. One of the best ways to see this one is going to be on one of those cruises. If you could book one, they usually come with drinks, dinner, all that good stuff. The fireworks show draws about 3 million people and it lasts about 25 minutes. Some of the best places to see it that aren't on a cruise would be Long Island City, Greenpoint in Brooklyn, and from Midtown Manhattan. Many years ago, I was on a delayed flight that was supposed to land in the morning on July 4th in New York City. I ended up seeing the tail end of the fireworks from an airliner. It looked pretty cool. All right, that's today's video. Not our normal type of video. Loved it if you gave it a big thumbs up though. Anyway, everybody have a happy 4th of July and be nice to each other.